I wanna give it to you like this. So, welcome back to Opening Up. This is where the conversations are always honest and sometimes, they become personal, which is why today is a very special episode for me. I think this isn't just a guest. Today I'm sitting with someone that I grew up with, someone I shared a real life with, and at one point, this is someone I used to call my best friend, dog. So, life happened, things change, we grew up, and then life just threw us in a whole different direction, and we also went our separate ways, like a lot of relationships as well. So today we're sitting down not just to talk, but to understand, reflect, and even reconnect as usual. Like, mhlambe if abantu, they're separate, it always goes like that usually. So this is going to be a real conversation. So just make sure that you guys stay tuned until the end. And so today I'm sitting with none other than my nigga Dona.
Alright,
Welcome,
though.
welcome, dog. How are you?
Alright, though. What's up, though?
I'm Nandi boy.
Alright, nice meeting you,
So
bro.
yeah, dog. Welcome to opening up, bruh.
Yeah, dog.
So
Nice to be here.
this is episode 2,
Right.
and for people who don't know who Donna is,
Yeah.
we've known each other for years, and we've done a lot of things together growing up, dog.
Right.
So if I can ask you this question, who are you now? Who are you today compared to who you were back then?
Well, yo. But yeah, dog. Well, the person that I am right now is completely different than the person that you knew then.
Yeah.
But still the same, though. We
Yeah.
are Ninziani, 12 letters. It's on. But then stage name, of course, Dona.
Yeah.
Dona. That's who I am. And like, I'm an artist at heart. That's what I do. I do music, but like art as a whole, I actually like, embed myself with art. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I am.
Um, and I think you're just giving me, what can I say, surface level.
Yeah,
So you're giving me a public version of who Donna is,
hmm
but what what kind of person are you beyond what everyone else sees? Maybe um on the internet,
hmm
via the music, via the content that you post on your pages. You're probably someone different behind the camera,
yeah, yeah,
when everyone is not watching. So that's the type of person that I want you to tell me
yeah.
about today.
Well, personally, I feel like I'm still going through finding myself.
Yeah.
That's a odyssey that will never end.
Yeah.
You know, but what I can say right now is that I'm a confused young adult.
Yeah.
It's on.
As you
I don't
should.
wanna. I don't wanna lie about myself. Tell
Yeah.
myself that I'm this. I'm this. I have a whole lot of mixed emotions.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm jubilant. Sometimes I just be short tempered. But mostly because of like the frustration and everything. But regardless of that, the person that I would describe myself as right now is like work oriented. The public doesn't know that I'm soft hearted. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I can't be too aggressive. Hence, I'm saying I'm confused.
Mm.
I'm food who's band angathi manje. I'm this type of person that's holier than whole. Right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, dog, I'm confused, but I
Yeah.
know.
What I want to step in right now
Right,
is story of origination. Where
right,
you come from, um, like where Donna is from. Okay, not even Donna. So right now, I'm phone with this me about Donna.
yeah,
I want us to speak about Uvuyani.
sure,
You know. So yeah, the first question I'm just gonna ask you is, where did you start off before figure into the town?
right.
Before slow, people don't even know ukuthi sibuya fere kanjani mina
Mm-hmm.
nawe.
Yeah,
So I just wanna make sure that people are aware of your journey as from ukuthi
Yeah.
uqale va ubuya va, you know, those
Mm.
type of things. So where did your story begin? Where are you from originally?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, yeah, Kava feel but like since Ukava and the audience doesn't know,
Doesn't know,
I might
yeah.
as well say it. Well, I was born in Utsilung for Slora son, and I studied in Ache in grade R, grade 1 to 3. I was at Observatory in Johannesburg,
Yeah.
and then I wasn't aware of my talents then. I was just this overly confident kid, like hyperactive, but I was just not like aware of myself,
Yeah.
or what I could potentially do, you know. But then I think it was 2014 when I was doing grade 3, and then I was transferred to Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
That's when like, you know, some of the things start actually revealing themselves to me. But before that, the music thing, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
So yeah.
together, dog,
Yeah.
actually, there's, dog, remember that one video, dog, that animated video, dog,
Yeah, yeah,
remember
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
crazy?
yeah, yeah.
It actually started that day, dog, to think about it, because it was only a clip. And for some reason, I don't know, you came up with an idea to, I don't know what you were doing, same thing,
Yo,
but like
bruh.
you also you were able to make clips as if like you were talking to someone else.
Yeah.
I think you were pausing while recording, and then like when you played it to us, it sounded like you were on a call with someone else,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, yo, how did this guy do it? I tried doing it on my phone and I couldn't. And then from there, I was always like intrigued, like as to, yo, dog, actually phones can do stuff like this. I can record my voice. My bro actually just recorded himself. But I was unaware, until I moved to Mpumalanga. Then grade 5, you know, I meet up with a whole lot of stuff, people, temptations as a young kid.
Yeah, obviously.
But out of all, I met my teacher grade 5, Mr. Mauta. He's a Zimbabwean teacher. And then for some reason, I'm Vuyani then, right? This guy gave me a presentation for the whole class because apparently the whole class couldn't memorize what they were supposed to do on
Yeah.
set. Understand? And then for me, I was always this hyperactive, one hyperactive kid. And then for some reason, he wanted to spite me out of that, to actually see how I would act in front of people.
Yeah.
And actually, for me, I was like, cool, sir, I can do this. And I actually memorized it from Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I did it for him in the morning before the school actually came together, and then he was surprised because he did it actually to spite me. Yeah, son.
Mm.
But then now I know everything. He was like, "Yo, dog, do it on set, do it for the whole class." But instead, I went on and did Meanwhile in Honeydew, dog, by A Reeves,
Yeah.
because it was my first time actually coming in front of people, dog, obvious assembly, dog, kids, grade. I was doing grade 5.
Yeah.
Like, let's just call it this. I was from grade R to grade 12. So now imagine as a grade 5 kid, that's like your first time in front of people, and now you have to articulate.
Yeah, there's a bigger audience than primary school, man. Yeah.
Bro, so like I'm there, and then everything that I memorized during the weekend, I forgot about it, bro. And then I was like, there's this one song I was listening to this morning, Ararabili Food. And I was like, nah,
And
dog,
then
I'm
you were like,
popping it, dog.
hop on it.
What's crazy, they didn't know. People was like, yo, dog, you a nasty C. I'm like, nah, dog. Ain't no way y'all are
Just
calling
like
me
that.
nasty C. And then yeah, from there, dog, they didn't know it was Avery's song, but I did it. People were impressed. Then from that day, that's when I knew who I was.
Yeah. I also wanna touch on something that has been bugging me for some time.
Yeah.
So usually when I'm an artist, when they always ask Duguti, what kind of upbringing did you come from,
Mhm.
the environment and stuff,
Mhm.
it's always been a thing of yo sikhulele enhluphekweni endlini bekunganakudla, those
Yeah.
type of things. It's
Mhm.
usually like that.
Yeah.
So I
I'm-
just want people to get an understanding of Uguti. uh did you experience the same thing growing up, or you had like, that average household where
Right.
the mom and the father, or the mom and dad,
Hmm.
bayavuka ekuseni bayospana bayophanda,
Right.
as long as everything is standard endlini. Obviously, a lot of children or a lot of kids growing up, especially the gents, we didn't get isn't this is funa like our PlayStation,
Right.
you know those luxury things that a lot of kids grew up having.
Hmm.
So would you say you experienced the same upbringing, or you were just a normal kid from Ekasi, grew up with umzali umprovidela yonke into,
Right.
so like tell me about the type of upbringing that you had.
Well, you know, that's one topic,
Yeah.
that's very sensitive for me because like I'm dealing with it even now, you
Yeah.
know. But the kind of upbringing that I had was it was normal. As a kid, you're unconscious of the things that are around you, and
Yeah,
so
definitely.
you got food to eat, you got school to go to, you
Yeah.
come back, you got friends to play with, you got bath to go to, and so on.
Yeah.
But then up until I realized or started being conscious of the world around me, you know, it frustrated me,
Yeah.
and like that happened at an early age because I don't have a father. My father passed away in 2011.
Yeah.
I was still a younging then. And the previous year I then lost my sister that I then follow and so on. But otherwise, I grew up with my mom, older sister, and then my third older sister,
Yeah.
and but she passed away in 2023. Um, Regardless of that, though, the upbringing that we had, like my mom, I got siblings, and so
Yeah.
my father was the provider, and like, yeah, actually, I feel he's funny the fit because like even in his death, he's still taking care of us. It's just the matter of what we want to do.
Yeah.
But otherwise, my upbringing, dog, I was always frustrated as to why am I, one of the like underprivileged kids, you know,
Yeah.
because I always had friends that had stuff, Ikab,
Ah, obviously.
Ikab, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But me personally, I didn't have the stuff that I wanted.
Yeah.
Like
Same.
completely, dog. That's when the habit of not celebrating my birthday actually,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
built up. But otherwise, um, my upbringing, dog, was tough. I don't want to say look to me like because I have a shelter, dog.
Exactly.
Dog. I
Yeah.
have nothing to complain about because it's all in the mindset, dog. You feel me?
Mm.
Corner buying it, dog. Basuga at even worse situations than I come from. You feel me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm speaking about it right now because I'm asked about it, but personally, I don't whine about it. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
and make my background an excuse. It's as an excuse as to why I'm this type of person or as to why am I not moneyed yet. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
So it's a tough upbringing that I had, dog. Nights where we don't get food. It's normal, dog. For
Yeah.
me, I feel like I'm blessed, dog. Even though I encounter those stuff, because my mom, dog, I live with my sister right now. My sister is unemployed, you know. I'm unemployed too. I'm
Yeah.
20, and I make music, dog. And obviously, dog, my mom is old, you understand?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And like, she won't take care of actually, ngathini, abantu that are able to actually make a life for himself. And I can
Yeah.
blame
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
it personally,
Yeah.
dog. I can blame and so on. Um, so for me, dog, I don't wanna make an excuse as to why I'm like this. I'm blessed, dog. But I had a very similar, upbringing, because like underprivileged stuff, you feel me?
Yeah.
So we have to get it out the mud, actually, you feel me? So that's what I'm doing, actually. So yeah, dog, it's a crazy upbringing that I had, but it's not something as I will, highlight.
Yeah.
It's not a fundamental part of my life, you feel me? It's just
Understandable.
one of those character development periods, you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think the younger you will actually see you now and say, yeah, this is who I was gonna become?
Yeah.
Or do you think maybe the environment has changed the younger version of yourself to actually believe in Uguti, you know what?
Mm.
I don't know ukuthi bengizofika la,
Yeah, that's a nice question, dog.
you know.
Mm,
So do you think your younger self
mm,
would actually say now ukuthi yeah, I knew you were gonna be here
mm.
right now? So what do you think about that?
Well, personally, dog, I'm the complete opposite of what my younger self wanted, dog.
Yeah.
Bro, I wanted to be an accountant, dog. Dog, I wanted to be an
From
accountant.
accountant to musician, you
Yo,
know.
I wanted to be an accountant and I wanted to act,
Yeah.
you know. Well, art that I'm doing right now, at least is related to what I always had as a kid.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I didn't know I'd be like this, you know.
Yeah.
I always had aspirations, you know, but situations, you understand.
Happened. Yeah.
I wanted to play football, dog. I was nice with football, dog.
Ah, you know, bra, futhi vele
Yo,
sikhule sizincanyela idiski vele
yo,
kasi yabo,
dog.
so yeah.
Understand? So it came to a point where I couldn't actually chase my dreams in that department. And I had to accept, you know.
Yeah.
Came to a period of time I didn't know actually. I actually had to find out who I am. That's when I started smoking weed, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know which I would start smoking weed as a youngin. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the younger me looking at myself right now wouldn't be proud, honestly. You know?
So would you say that the person that you are right now
Yeah.
is kind of like a disappointment to who you were expecting to be
Yeah.
when you were a young person?
Yeah.
Nah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, now that we've covered the core parts of who Donna is,
Right.
where you from,
Right.
so I'm just gonna step into a much deeper conversation now. You know, the struggles
Mm-hmm.
and the pressure of being that kid who just decided in Djibouti, you know what, I want to
Yeah.
do music,
Right.
I want to pursue this thing. Because now I mean, like, just like you, I wanted to be someone completely different
Mm-hmm.
from who I am right now, dog. Like, I wanted to be an actor, you know. I just thought, mina, maybe one things will end up maybe with my idols, you know,
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I just thought, ukuthi life yami ayikho kuleyo direction le.
Right.
You know, I just want different things. I want to believe in different people. Like, ngifuna ukubona life in a different perspective than what I used to believe in.
Mm.
So do you think there was ever a moment where you you saw a change
Mm.
in your life? Like, maybe tingiti growing up before slow, people don't even know ukuthi for slow kasili grand kanjani.
Yo.
Yangithola.
Yeah.
So do you think there was ever a moment where um growing up really changed everything for you?
Yeah. And the part I could highlight was when I started smoking.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything changed. Like everything.
Everything.
Beliefs.
Mm.
Remember when I told you that I was at a period of time where I had to discover myself?
Yeah.
There was this one guy that I went to school with, spiritually like heightened person, you know. And what he said to me that day was so nonchalant, but to me it hit me. You know?
Yeah.
He was like, I thought you won't know yourself as long as you were taught to be. You understand? So as I was talking on that, one of my first times talking actually, school in after school, it's on.
Mm.
But as I was talking, he said that you will never know yourself as long as you were taught to be.
Damn.
So in a sense, whatever that you were taught in your upbringing, that's not you.
Definitely, dog. Like,
Understand?
yeah.
So what do you have to do to be yourself?
Mm.
It's actually breaking down everything that you learned. You understand?
Yeah.
So at that period of time in life, that's where everything changed for me. You know, beliefs, things I do, what I like. I realized I don't even like soccer. I'm just good at it. You understand?
That happens to the most of us.
And every time I broke down, you know, segments of my life trying to figure out if I genuinely liked it or it was because of someone or you understand?
Yeah.
A whole lot of stuff, bro, got erased. You understand? And then I was playing. Playing as in like playing yoga, dog.
Yo.
I was myself, dog, you know. And then I realized I don't fuck with school too, you know.
Yeah, I also realized surely in grade when I was doing grade 9 that nah, this thing is not what I want to do,
Yeah,
dog. But
yeah,
growing up with a strict parent, a lot of people don't know that my mom is a strict parent.
yeah,
Yabo.
yo, she's a
Like
strict,
my mom
yeah,
was strict and
yeah,
she stands on business. But
yeah,
one thing that I always appreciate about my mom was
mm,
that she never shut down my dreams, dog.
right,
She was never the type of parent who would say, yeah, mawuqeda esikolweni ngifuna ukuba doctor.
mm-hmm.
Hey, although in some scenarios she
Yeah,
was always the one to, hayi wena ufundi ngifuna uphase
mm,
khona manje ufailile, that type of thing. And uh I had the privilege of, I have an older brother
right,
and I have cousins as well.
sure,
So I had the privilege of being the only kid or the only boy in Lini who went throughout the grade 1 to 12 without failing,
right,
without repeating a grade. So for me now, I knew, you know what, I have to make this work, dog.
yeah,
I have to make this work
mm-hmm.
because if I had a parent ukuthi among failure, eh angeke ngisakuthengela ini,
Mm-hmm.
angeke ngisakenzela ini,
Mm,
like I had the privilege of having a parent who always believes in my craft, dog.
sure,
Who always believes in what I'm doing,
right,
what I believe in. She believes in my dreams more than I do,
yeah,
because a
this
lot
is
of people
crazy,
don't know Uti, my mom was actually the first person to take me to a studio session,
yo,
you know. So but I'll always be
like
grateful
that
for,
ass,
yeah.
yo,
Like huyu umuntu wangiplaka nge-studio session athi
yo,
hayi yazi ngisebenza nomuntu
mm,
uyenza umusic naye ngizokukhulumela naye, boom, same weekend asahambe sekuthemba.
mm,
Mase ngifika laphana, like it was like it was my first time seeing a mic,
yeah,
like a recording mic, bra, booth, like izinto ezinjalo. Like my mom really did this thing for me, dog. Like she was the one who was always pushing me, hey, you record
mm,
nini, uya nini
mm,
studio,
mm,
and like it was always a matter of I want to make this woman proud,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
I want to make this woman proud, and I always dedicate a lot of things to her. The music that I drop,
mm,
like a lot of things. So I'm guessing that maybe musically wise,
mm,
you've done a lot for yourself. But before we go into that, I just wanna know, Guti, what's the lowest point that you've ever experienced ever in your life?
yo. The lowest point I ever experienced in my life was when I lost my sister back in 2023.
Yeah.
Ashanti, you know.
Hey, bra, like riding nibingisaba ukukubuza ngayo riding.
Hey,
Ngithola.
dog.
Because when I heard the news, I was like, yo, this person beka sise crash,
Yo, bro.
and she was also like a big sister to me,
Right,
so and yo, bra, like what I say, we used to banter a lot, girl.
bro.
So do you think ukuthi the loss of your sister changed who you are as a person? Do you think you're gonna become a different person if maybe she was still here? You know, like
Well,
the loss, what did it have an effect on you? What
well,
type of effect did it have on you?
my sister's loss, it actually traumatized me. It's
Yeah,
mentally, environmentally, like in many possible ways that I can think of,
yeah,
but I cannot decipher because lumuntu bengiphila naye, and when she started getting sick, yonke into bengiyibona. Mind you, I'm doing grade 12, you know.
mm,
I'm doing grade 12. Well, if you grade 12, well, and I'm clean sheet, well, 17 years old, I was doing grade 12. But at the same time, my rebelliousness and the trauma that I was facing in Glini,
yeah,
ngapha, I'm chasing a dream. You see, those are three things. Ngapha, it's one of those struggles, like financial struggles in Glini. Mazihlangana lezi zinto leziya. And when I think about the death too, You know, that was one of the like actually the lowest
The lowest, yeah.
points in my life, dog, because I live in that house. The bed that she was in, I still see it even now.
Yeah.
I still hear her voice. It's on like given the stuff that she would do whenever like we have to, make ends meet. Like Nyabona Majutish, if she was there, dog, I
It would
wouldn't
be
be
different.
actually, taking this measure. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it changed me to actually understand life as it is,
Yeah.
because whatever that happened to me, I can't, dog.
Yeah.
That's the honest That's the honest truth about it, dog. And the person that I am right now, dog, in terms of everything that I've encountered, I'm afraid of it because now people are not used or are not regulating bluntness. Understand? Everything has to be sugar coated. And for me, my sister's death contributed to the change of who I am. It's
Yeah.
well, I have a different perspective about death now. It's on
Yeah.
life or things in general. Well, I would 99% have a different opinion about things that everyone would generally have like the same answer to.
Yeah.
It's on. Not because that's what they want to say, but because that's what they were taught to say, because that's appropriate. You understand?
Yeah.
Same year though when I lost my sister, dog, I was I was dating this other girl, dog. It's on. I'm doing my trick gang. So I'm facing those four things, excluding my sister's death, because she hadn't passed at
Yeah.
that time. Those four things, and now apparently it's all like impregnated my girl, dog. It's on, and then we're expecting. It's on. It was nice. It was chilled, but prelims, dog. It's on. I lost my sister, which was shocking,
Mm.
Because now, dog, the trauma, dog, is starting to catch up. And now it's school, dog. I'm not focusing at school. It's all I'm focusing on things that are not contributing to my academics. It's on. So now, ngishawa umhlaba in a sense which I'm realizing what shit, ngu prelim and anga regulated the fact that I'm doing grade 12. I'm still acting like ngu grade 11. It's all I'm not studying.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like the same way I passed grade 1 to 11 is the same way I was acting with grade 12. And that's not okay.
Yeah.
It's on. So when I lost my sister, I feel I'm cool about it because I was already studying, trying to get myself back to my feet. And then all of a sudden, thought my girl, I thought, angazi if she had a miscarriage or she actually aborted, ne? But that then fucked me up, dog.
Mm.
Because in a sense, I lose my sister September. The very same month, actually, I lose my sister towards her birthday. It's on,
Mm.
and it's around about 29 September. The following week, which is October, I get text telling me that when are you bleeding and stuff. It's on, which is you're not supposed to be bleeding because you're expecting, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ngapha ngisho ukuthi pressure esesikolweni.
Scale ngayi.
Hey, son, I have to focus, dog. And then I wasn't focusing, dog, the whole year, dog. So now it's school, it's my sister's death. Ngapha iluchirilo eng serious ngai. I try to get over it 3 days down the line. Usengkwarini umuntu lo.
Mm.
So imagine the low I was in, dog.
Damn.
Like you lose your sister, ulahlekelwa umntwana. Like bowuzozitshelile ukuthi azini, dog. Time I feel.
Yeah. This is a breaking point.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
ntanga sozimisele nakubo bayakucaba ntanga. Phatha nesikhafuthini wena ulava boy wena ukumnandi.
Imagine how big that is, dog.
Ngiyongcwaba usisi wami emakhaya angibuyi nokubuya. Immediately when I touch down, that's the text I get. Yo, dog, I think I'm bleeding. The following week when I'm supposed to come back, ngibona ama-status kumnandi ngikwarini. Bro, like, does it make sense for you to actually lose like a kid and then like the following week kumnandi kuwe?
Yo, for me, Kao, it just says a lot. Firstly, it says a lot. Uguti, do you even think it was real? Like, so
Bro,
was it even real? You
dang.
know. So I get what you're saying and where you're coming from because uh, I've had another friend of mine who
Yeah.
also went through the same thing,
Mm,
but angifuna ngokusifaka eyicathulweni zakhe because obviously I don't know how it feels,
right.
you know, because I don't have a partner who is Nkwari based.
Mm,
She goes out if I'm going out.
mm,
Nakona not out. If maybe it's nichilas,
right.
she's always there. But yeah, but I get where you're coming from, dog. And touching a little bit on your sister's loss, uh, do you feel as if you had to be strong for everyone else in Lean at that time?
Well, I had to be strong for myself
Yeah.
because we didn't have that communication. That's what haunts me even today,
Kuti being a ring.
bro. Thug,
Yeah.
bro. Like even though siswa mlungihlala naye manje ne thug, told me I love my sisters, thug.
Mm.
But what I saw growing up is embedded in my mind. It's something that I cannot forget, even if I want to. I saw you backstab me at a situation where you were supposed to be there for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's on,
Yeah.
and it can go far, thug. You know, I have had like crazy altercations with my sisters that led me to not actually like have a conversation with them in
Yeah.
any type of way. You know, so her passing while we're in the midst of not communicating with each other, thug. And imagine it was crazy when she was sick. Like, what hurts me the most is that I didn't even want to contribute in terms of like being there, thug.
Yeah. Bofuna
Bro,
disconnect completely.
bro.
Yeah, dog. You know,
Oh,
I think my conversations are kanje,
yeah,
um they are meant to be uncomfortable, you know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
we grow because of uncomfortable conversations. You know, they shift our minds, they point us to a different direction. You start seeing things differently. That's how I felt when I lost my grandmother, dog.
Yeah.
You know, because losing my grandmother was me. I didn't realize Uti, it was me starting over.
Mm.
In terms of like, I have to build a relationship with my mom from scratch. Remember, Uti, when I was born, growing up,
Yeah.
like the first person that I'm used to, the first person that taught me how to speak
Old lady.
was my grandmother. Not even an old lady. My grandmother was the first person to
Really?
teach me. Yeah, dog.
Yeah, because
Like
Vela's Kulula
growing up,
Magoko Vele,
like
Magoko
from
Vele.
Ekliptown, futhi mina ngikhulele Ekliptown,
Yeah.
like emkhukhwini, you
Mm.
know, like the struggle is real there.
Mm.
So growing up that side, dog, it was like the first person that taught me how to speak
Mm.
was ugogo. The
Yeah.
first person uqale ukungithengela istock sweet elifini was ugogo, angithola. The first person to ever buy me a kota, bruh. Like
Yeah.
introduction to a kota was my
Yeah.
grandmother,
Right.
bruh. Like, you know, like being the person that I am right like today
Mm.
was because of that woman.
Mm.
So it was a matter of I have to start over
Mm.
again, build a new relationship with my mom. Me and my mom, we don't really communicate like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a thing of, hey, bruh, this woman did a lot.
Mm.
You know, like she built bridges that I didn't even know
Mm.
I needed to have.
Mm.
You know, so hey, dog, like like it was a lot for me because I also share a birthday with my grandmother. So it's who
Yo, that's wild.
young tall. So like it was
I was two
damn.
years old when I found out.
Yo, dog, like not a lot of people know that actually.
Hey,
Not a lot of
you've
people know.
been
And
sharing your
like
birthday with your grandma.
yeah, dog. So cabanga makathenga ikhekhe yena.
Yo,
Woza sodla ikhekhe. Mangithenga ikhekhe
yeah.
uyozwakala. You know, it's that type of thing. And going from seeing my grandmother probably 4 times in a year back when I used to visit the full slow.
Mm.
I transitioned from living with her
To
to
seeing her.
visiting her frequently to, you know, sometimes manje sengimbona like once, twice a year, but it was like, yo, when she passed away, dog, I felt as if it was my fault,
Mm.
you know, and I
Mm.
didn't want to put myself in a situation where I end up like taking my life, you know, because it was always those type of thoughts, girl.
Right.
Eish, I think imlandele. But
Mm.
I was like, hey dog, lo muntu lona ubona amaphupho wami before mina.
Mm.
Yangithola like lo muntu lona ungibonisile ukuthi this is how life is supposed to be. This is the direction that you're supposed to take,
Right.
you know. And I started believing in different things after that, and she was actually the first person to ever tell me nge-matric dance ukuthi yeah mangabe ufika ku-matric ngifuna ukuthi ube ne-matric dance ngizokuthengela noma yini. Surprisingly enough or
Mm.
shockingly enough, she died in that same year
Yo.
when I was in matric. Yangithola, so it was a heavy hater for me, Namfan,
Mm.
because first of all, I don't know how to act. Meaning focus escala. It was COVID year. It was like a lot of things, bruh. So I had to get my act together, had to pull myself together.
Mm.
It's a matter of if I could, I would rewind the time, you know, and do everything that I'm like. Yabana na no manginenyu, back when I used to like the first job that I found, it was like yo, umakreza ngabe ngiyigawula naye imali yami,
Ish.
you know,
Dog.
type of thing. But
Yeah.
life happened, and I just carried on with life. But um, not to like waste this courtesy by. I just want us to go into the growth part, you know, the turning point of your life.
Yeah.
Ukuthi, um, moving forward or going forward, did you have a different mindset after the passing of your sister? Did you feel as if you had to step up for the family,
Yeah.
be the responsible one?
Mm.
You know, like what type of mindset did you have after that?
Well, kushona kasisi wami dog yacaba ukuthi unencosi angithi.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she has a child. So obvious manje dog le ncosi le only had like a relationship, a strong relationship no mama, which is my sister.
Yeah,
And now besides usisi, le ntwana le in a relationship entswembu nami,
yeah,
So now, from that point of my sister's passing, I feel like I had to step up mainly for myself first, because obviously I had to put myself first.
yeah,
But nomndeni wami, including Lentwana Leah, my sister, because I feel like that's my son now, you know.
yeah,
Aina mama, and then like umama akhe dog ungikhulisile dog. Like ungikhulise nginabangani bami dog.
dog, yo, go.
Size crash nabangani bami dog. No. So manje le ntwana le njengoba ntangisele nginama-grease ngifila ngathi, you know, I have to be there, you know, for my family at best, you know,
Yeah,
because after all, leave me out. So if I bail out, what type of example am
you're
I
saying, yeah,
am I giving to the upcoming? You understand? So yeah, dog, I had a different mindset, even though their mindset wasn't, you know, fixed. This was Kati, you know, still had to adjust as to growing and, you know, staying behind.
yeah,
But then it developed to who I am right now, you know. Dog, I have to take care of my family, dog, you know, because there is no one, dog, ozalo my mom, ongathi dog, like, ongasipha lempilo le mina engiyifunayo.
yeah,
It's on. And I have the capability to do so, and I know I will. It's on. And like that as a whole thing changed my personality. I'm unapologetic, you know, too blunt for some reason, you know.
yeah,
Well, it's detrimental to some people or some other segments of my life, but there's always cons and pros, you know,
yeah,
to things, bro. right, son? So I feel like the person that I am right now, I'll have to actually stand up for everything that comes with it because regardless of what happens, I'm putting myself first.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what I have to do, and so yeah, thug. That's what I've told myself after my sister's passing. Thug is like the torch was given to me because we're big seven, right, son? My Chris uhlala eMpumalanga. She would be the one that comes back home, food, right, son?
Yeah.
Idla restaurant, umangala utafits, kanana vista, right, son?
Umnandi.
Umnandi. But then now that she's gone, dog, lezo zinto lezo mfethu plus nalo my sister lo wami nginaye. The communication lesson nayo ukuthi vele singabatwana bomuntu,
Yeah.
but it's not deep, you know. And it's crazy, dog.
Yo, dog.
Yeah, well, so yeah, it's something like that, man. It's crazy though, but I'll figure it out,
Yeah.
growing
Life
as a
is all about
person,
that, girl.
But yeah, that's one thing.
So, do you feel as if, like, let me just make an example with the friends, the people that you grew around. Do you feel as if you had to let go of those people to become a better version of yourself?
Mm,
Or you just think, Uguti, it's life,
mm,
because on my part, I just feel like Konabantu that leave you for a reason,
mm,
for you to actually evolve.
mm.
Because yo, man, I'm fine. I believe in it. Like I believe in evolve
Mm.
as like more than anything
Me
in
too,
life,
dog. Shouts to that.
because if you're stuck in the same place,
Mhm.
you don't know who you are. You start to lose yourself.
Right.
So it goes back to when me and my nigga right there,
Mm.
we like besihlale kasi singaspani singayenzi fokol. It was like, hey, it's either sihlale Xbox ilanga lonke
Mm. Mm.
or siyaphanda sifuna ispan.
Sure.
Luckily enough, my nigga was the first one to get a job, and he plugged me obviously. And not knowing ukuthi him plugging me would also open opportunities,
Mm.
like more opportunities for me to find other stuff.
Mhm.
Spane call center akukho easy, dog.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
abantu abaspane call center abazokutshela abona futhi mina ne-autism so i-3 sispane call center,
yeah.
like like mina bengispane call center.
Mm.
Now it's the both of them who are
Mm.
working there.
Mm.
I just decided to go back to school.
Mm.
So it's a thing of you lose certain people, you gain certain people.
Right.
It's part of the journey, but do you feel as if evolve kwakho,
Mm.
did it have anything to do with you losing people, or you just think it's part of growth?
Yes, my friend, my good friend. Yeah. Hence, I said, would say I'm afraid of this person that I am,
Yeah,
because how people would normally see things is not how I would view it.
yeah,
Well, for me, it's normal according to what I believe, the gnosis that I, feed myself with. I'm more into his spirituality, son.
yeah,
So it's not more. It's not a situation as to now we outgrow, but it's a thing of understanding life and its principles. We have to grow.
yeah, we have to.
We have to grow.
Yeah,
And for some other people, I want character development.
yeah,
I wouldn't be the person that I am today without, having our altercations as a kid.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like the people that I dated or like people that I fought. Zonke listen to this. It adds on to my character development. Same applies to people that I outgrow.
yeah,
Right, son. My character development exposes me to a different version of myself, and that being done now gives me an option whether to be apologetic for who I am becoming or actually like accept what I am.
yeah.
Right, son. So me accepting was like me being unapologetic.
Mm.
Right, son. So it's a thing of like, isn't this in Jalo? People should come to your life for a certain amount of time. You shouldn't expect them forever.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
So for me, thug, final answer would be eventually it had to be like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could do or they would do. Yabo.
Okay.
Mm.
So now moving into who you are now,
Mm.
like your identity as present day Donna, you know, who would you say you're becoming right now? Is it someone different than who you are maybe 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it still the same person that you were 3 years ago and you're still trying to figure it out?
Yeah.
Like, who would you say you're becoming right now?
Well, I'm becoming this a straightforward person. Dog.
Yeah.
Hey, dog, nigga, serious, dog. Nowadays, dog, like I'm too serious, dog.
Yeah.
And what forces me to be like that is the background that I'm in, Nathan. Like if I lag, dog, no one will pick me up. And what's crazy is I know what I am and I know what I possess.
Yeah.
Ukuyabona uNkulunkulu danga akujezise, dog. Akujezise. Like curse you with a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
curse you with a gift. Like, bro, there's nothing wrong with my academics. It's just that angithanda ukufunda.
Yeah.
And the
Same.
obvious angeke uphase ungagelezanga. Yeah, it's all. But then into engiyithandayo. It's
Yeah.
what I do. And the leyo nto, dog, if I don't apply pressure or like apply like consistency, it's gonna be a curse at the end of the day because I know what I'm gifted with.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah.
I know what I'm gifted with, but if I don't utilize it, it's gonna be a curse at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So this person that I'm becoming, dog, is eventually like an artist, you know, like a public figure, dog, you know, straightforward, work oriented, unapologetic, ke lapho ke angihlali ke, like I lapho ke, you know, because I've always been too accommodative, you know,
Yeah.
letting people run over me. Umuntu ungamtsheli vat just because I want to keep them safe, you know, just because I like who they are and the truth that I might tell to them might shatter their ego. It's on. And specifically, now I'm talking about people that I've been with, you know, because that's when like it happened most of the time.
Yeah.
My bad. No, because that's when it happened most of the time. But because what was I saying again? Again, I was speaking on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that as a whole, dog. The people that I've, you know, been with, actually contributed to that. You know,
Yeah.
well, I couldn't tell people things how they are. You know,
Back then.
because I'm
Yeah.
too accommodating.
Yeah.
Ngiyacaba ukuthi sensitive. But at the same time, ngiyacaba ukuthi at the end of the day, wena uzongishaya ngekhiphu. Ekugcineni yimi engizohetheka.
Yeah.
Yabona? But then now, I feel like building ngibashaya ngekhiphu kuqala ethona. Like in a sense, I could be like ngiyamlaya, but then tell it how it is.
Yeah. Before anything
Yeah,
else.
so no false hopes and thing. Like that's who I am, dog. Yo, yeah.
So, in the midst of all of that, would you also say there's anything you're currently working on
Mhm.
improving as an artist, maybe? If not an artist, is there anything that you are seeking to improve as a man,
Mm.
as the only head of the house, ekhaya,
Mm.
no? Yabo. So would you say ikhona into that you're still working on right now?
Yo, I have a whole lot of stuff that I'm working on. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I want to give credit to this other girl that invited me to church. Ngepete, and so on. She didn't know it was my birthday,
Damn.
bro.
God's doing.
Bro, woke up in the morning. She's like, "Yo, though, let's go to church." Like,
Shout out to her.
yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
And like, it wasn't a service. Like, it was on Tuesday.
Mm.
It wasn't a service. Put up to the church. Actually, the pastor there was like, "I thought it's a consultation." And it's on. Like, not seeing counseling type of stuff like that. You know, tell me your issues. You know, and I vented to the pastor, and then, you know, from there, dog, it just like exposed a different side. You know, because I realized that I'm not disciplined.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing that I have to work on. And man, just since I'm work oriented and I know what I have to do, like I don't even blame the people that left me, because I understand because I don't give them time.
Yeah.
But I'm work oriented, and I told him Uguti discipline is one of my biggest enemies.
Yeah.
So I'm working on it right now, and I'm working on in terms of like artist. Hey dog, I really wanna sing. I really wanna sing.
Yeah, that's one thing that you always used to tell me,
Yeah,
girl.
dog, I really wanna sing, and I do that every day,
Yeah.
But it just doesn't come out the way I want it. But we're getting there. Another thing, as a person, dog, I wanna improve the way I see things.
Yeah.
I feel like I grow every day, and izolo ngazitshela ukuthi I grow, but then today ngibone kahle ukuthi actually yesterday the decision I made, I could have done it better
Better,
today.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
it's a whole lot of stuff, dog, that I want to work on as an individual, because we're living in a world that has infinite possibilities, infinite possibilities.
Real.
And as you know, your character like that, it has infinite capabilities too. It's a,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's a whole lot of things I'd want to work on, and I want to associate myself with people that would help me get to the best version of myself. Yeah, that's what I want to work on, or am working on, perhaps.
And another question that I also
Yeah.
like have for you, like in terms of the music side of things, do you feel like you still have to improve on a lot of things musically,
Mm.
you know? And I always emphasize this to you whenever we speak about the music, bruh.
Yeah.
Uguti, you know, investing in your craft,
Mm.
making sure that you give your audience the best version of yourself,
Right.
because I think investment is more important than the execution itself,
Mm-hmm.
because if you spend time perfecting, mina plus perfectionist girl,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to the music
One
part
thing
of
I can
things.
relate to.
Yeah, so I like making sure ukuthi yonke into perfect, straightforward.
Mm.
Even I'm a music videos where the gents are gonna tell you
Right.
ukuthi I'm always making sure ukuthi the recent music video that I released, the next one has to be better than
Right.
Angtol.
Mm.
That's the one thing that I'm always pushing for. And amajita amabhayi engiwacavayo bathanda ama-shortcut.
Yeah.
Angithola. So do you think you as an artist,
Mm.
other than being, Uvuyani and what so
Right.
not, do you think you as an artist, uh, you have a lot to do in terms of like the music part of things, giving us the content, my visuals.
Mm.
Like I always, yeah, one thing that I've been seeing from you right now is the visuals.
Yeah.
Like you're spending time on,
Yeah.
executing my visuals, and the music
Right.
is clean as well. So do you
Shout
think
out.
there's more that you need to improve, or you got it all in the bag?
No, 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 no. Most definitely not. But I do have what I need,
Yeah,
you know, to actually make it happen.
yeah,
It's on. Like, hence issues. I don't like making excuses. It's on. Well, the only thing I would have to improve is networking myself,
yeah,
putting myself in the right spaces, you know, and actually giving myself deadlines, because that's what I'm doing right now,
yeah,
giving myself deadlines. I relate to your perfectionist characteristic, because that's what I am, you know, and that's what I apply on my work too. Kala namajita dog, like every time they're in my studio when I have to record them,
yeah.
like ngizokutshela dog if it's trash, because people
Definitely, but
won't compliment Dona and be like, yo, dog, Dona, your stuff is clean. And then when they listen to my friend's stuff, it's trash.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
understand?
yeah,
Like you're putting a bad reputation on my name. Bona bazot aile fed, ale why record ganjele. And when I tell them to record okay, bangati manjing is street. And so on.
yeah,
But okay, yeah, that's one thing I have to work on. And, actually being myself most of the time, because dog, I'm too apologetic in nature. So like by
Yeah,
nature, so like I'm apologetic, dog. But that's also detrimental too. It's not nice, dog.
it's not nice.
It's
Yeah,
not nice because you sabotage yourself, dog. You sabotage yourself. Sometimes, dog, we get one of most panel umuntu.
yeah,
Akunakuthi wena uzomtshela ukuthi hayi dog postpone i-deadline uyibeke after kusasa. Namhlanje I'm not feeling okay. There's no such thing.
you have
If the
to.
deadline is
Yeah,
today, the deadline is
has to be
today.
today.
Right on.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Like discipline.
yeah,
Shout out to Tippies. But yeah, dog. It's a whole lot of stuff. Hopefully, man, I get to see them,
yeah.
as I go.
So before we close, yeah, I
Wait,
just
before you close, dog,
yeah.
tell me about my music, dog. Cause like, dog, you never actually tell me the music that you listen to in terms of like my catalog.
Um, let me just say, the attitude adjustment.
Mm,
That project.
yeah.
That project, Liana, bra, like
Oh,
it's. I don't think a lot of people get where you were coming from.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and the one song that I rock with the most there is Backlash John,
Hey.
because dog, da isound yakho isound matured.
Real. Real.
So I just feel like when it comes to the type of music, I don't invest myself in
Mm,
a trap kakulu, but
right.
because I know where you're coming from
Mm-hmm.
and Kaleva,
Mm,
like I just wanna hear ukuthi isound yakho mature kanjani compared to
mm-hmm.
these other niggas that we're listening to,
Mm.
because yo bra, like isound yakho has evolved
Crazy. Dog,
from
shout out to that.
from back when we used to speak about the songs, the
Mm-hmm.
music,
Mm-hmm.
your sound has evolved, and I think we are inspired Anamuguti, even if I just decide to go back
Yeah.
and rap,
Mm-hmm.
I know I have to put my best foot forward,
Right.
because there are other people that are crazier than I am. Not saying angwazi ukubhala. Me and I
Yeah.
do know how to write, dog.
That's what.
Like my niggas know ukuthi when I
Yeah.
step into the studio, I'm in my zone, full on.
You too swift with it, my nigga.
So
Mm.
what I also wanna ask, dog, in terms of the music, do you have anything coming up?
Oh yeah. Well, this year now I'm working with Tato Beats.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an unrecognized talent from where I stay.
Yeah.
Um. Well, we're working on a very like conceptual album. Well, that was my plan,
Yeah.
but it's a collaboration album since he's the supplier of the beats. But the whole concept of the tape is actually me, shedding skin.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because right now I'm in a game where people don't nothing marvel at real lyricism or conscious.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's what I portray and that's what I give out. You feel me? That's what seeps out of my energy. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then realizing the type of environment that we're in terms of like South Africa, the market and everything. Well, hopefully they fuck with my shit.
Yeah.
I fuck with my shit. People around me do. But man, I gotta make it out, man. I gotta make
You have
bread.
to.
You
You have
feel
to.
me?
Yeah.
So like this tape that I'm working on is very conceptual in terms of like the upbringing, everything that you had asked me about
Yeah.
is already like scripted and recorded. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's going through processes of like mixing and mastering. It's called 24.
Okay.
24 because that's my birthday. And reason why I called it 24 was because of Tepiso.
Mm.
Son. That was God's will, dog.
Yeah.
She called me to church. Dog, I haven't been to church since when?
Damn.
I don't go to church since the day I started smoking weed and I was there like, dog,
Yeah.
it's on. The other times I went to church, my soul was not there, so I don't count it.
Okay.
It's on.
Yeah.
So it's a very conceptual album. I'll have a few songs. It's on.
Yeah.
Few songs. I don't want to make it an album. It's on. But it's very conceptual because like I'll be expressing everything that I've went through, what I've done, my failures, my success stories,
Yeah.
everything, dog. Like I'll be shedding skin and at the same time shedding skin in terms of like evolving my sound.
Yeah.
The sound that I make with my brother, hopefully, man, by the time we introduce it, everybody will be tapped in. You know, the sound is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the tape that I'm working on right now is very conceptual, straight rap. No hit songs. That's not what I'm looking forward.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to actually expressing myself in the best way that I can.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what y'all can actually look forward to this year.
All right. Yo, man, shout out to the conversation that we had, dog.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for pulling up, appreciate you for honoring the invite.
No way.
And I just hope everyone who's going to be watching this
Hmm.
back at home, just make sure that you tap into Dona.
Yeah.
Just get a little insight of who Dona is through his music.
Right.
And hopefully, me and him will get to sit down like this again. And yeah, without any further ado, thank you guys for watching Opening Up. And if you've made it thus far, make sure that you go down, subscribe, like, share the video, and
Right.
just make sure that you wait for our episode drop. If you're following us on major platforms, you already know Guti, we are dropping every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So just make sure that you tap in and go subscribe. So yeah, thank you, Donna.
Peace out, man.
Shout out, man.
Away, away.